Un saluto a tutti gli amici appassionati e dal cuore tassellato, come dico sempre. Vi spoilerò la puntata di oggi che verterà chiaramente sulla chiusura di questo mondiale travagliatissimo 2020 per quanto riguarda MXGP, MX2, il mondiale femminile, le MX 250 e l'MX due tempi. Un campionato che ha tentennato per motivi Covid fino alla fine, si è chiuso il trittico ad Arco di Trento e vi manderemo in onda le immagini appunto degli highlights e tantissime altre immagini inerenti alle gare. Cosa dire? MXGP a favore di un team Geyser veramente in forma consistente che è stato lontano dai guai tutto l'anno. Un secondo posto per Jeremy Seewer e il nostro grandissimo Antonio Cairoli che purtroppo non ha potuto onorare il suo sogno del 10° titolo mondiale per alcune vicissitudini sia fisiche che in gara, come vedrete poi nelle immagini. MX2, Tom Vial vince il suo mondiale 250 con un grandissimo Iago Gerz e un Ruben Fernandez veramente in forma. MX due tempi 125 Bonacorsi spaziale, MX 250 che è andato a Benistan però con un grandissimo Mattia Guadagnini. Adesso vi lascio le immagini, cerchiamo di emozionarci ancora un po' in attesa di quello che sarà il 2021, sperando che non sia inficiato nello svolgimento appunto dal virus galoppante. Io vi do appuntamento, mi raccomando cercate di condividere il più possibile per più motocross in televisione. Intanto un carissimo saluto da Motocross My Passion, da Adriano Narducci e da tutto lo staff che mi ha seguito anche quest'anno. Io vi ringrazio e alla prossima, buona visione.
After a dizzying 13 GPs in under 3 months, we are finally here in Arco for the final stop of the 2020 FIM Motocross World Championship. The triple header here in Italy will see titles decided in both MXGP and MX2. Tim Geiser leads Tony Cairoli by 74 points in MXGP, leaving the Sicilian a long shot for what would be a record-equalling 10th world title. But Geiser oh so close to a 4th title and a 3rd in the Premier class. In MX2, Tom Vial also with a 74-point lead over his nearest rival after Jago Hitz endured a disastrous time on home sand in Lommel. The Belgian's superior speed on sand constantly undone by an inability to keep his bike on 2 wheels. Who will have those gold medals round their necks by the end of our stay? Let's find out, starting with the MXGP of Trentino.
Gate dropped, and it was Dan Thornhill in the orange helmet over on the right-hand side who swept through the first turn ahead of everybody else. There was a little bit of traffic in the background as they jammed up in turn 2, but it was Thornhill who led. Just behind him, Jimmy Clochet, and then the 43 of Davide De Bortoli and Tom Massux. On the opening lap, though, Clochet went around the outside of Thornhill to take over the lead. Karol Kutsai, championship leader, had a difficult opening lap. And lap 2 was also just as painful. This time he stayed up. But he was in around about 14th place at that time. De Bortoli then found his way into second, past Thornhill, who then got passed by Massux. Massux then in third. John Adamson got passed by Savasti, and just after that, Tondell, who'd already gone through before that mistake. Tondell then passed Savasti. And then Massux stalled whilst challenging second place De Bortoli. Savasti was able to find his way past the 195 of Dan Thornhill in the end. That got him up into 5th place. A fall in the latter stages here from Masux. Eventually came home in 4th position because a lap or so later, Cornelius Tondale charged down into 3rd on his JWR Honda. A slight bobble here for Davide de Bortoli. He picked himself up. And that put him under pressure on the final lap. Karel Kutsar eased his way past Martin Micek, a daring move, I should say, on the final lap. That got him up into an eventual 9th place, but it was a win for Jimmy Clochet from Davide de Bortoli and Cornelius Tondale. EMX Open Race 2 here, round 4 at Trentino. This time, Jimmy Clochet pulled the whole shot. Kim Sebasti got caught, though. Going into the 2nd turn, he had to charge. There was, just at the back there in the red and white. But it was de Bortoli in 2nd, Karel Kutsar 3rd. That's how it stayed throughout the race. Dan Thornhill crashed out of 6th position. He would eventually remount and finish 12th as Toms Masux, carving his way through the field, found his way past Bolink and then Micek. He continued to charge through the field, but a broken wheel from John Adamson cost him out of the race. He was in 7th at that stage. Had to DNF the race. Savasti, he was up to 9th and fell down to 13th. He eventually came home in 8th position as Cornelius Tondale down the inside of Domantas Jasduskas. Tondale continued to push on as well. Mike Bolink eventually faded to 10th position, but not before Jasduskas tipped over in a turn. Final lap, Karel Kutsar closing right in on the number 43 of Davide de Bortoli for 2nd, but was not able to find a way through, and in the end it was 2 wins out of 2 for your winner, Jimmy Clochet. He was your overall winner as well. De Bortoli, 2 seconds, 2nd overall, 3rd for Toms Masux, but your winner is still Karel Kutsar in the championship. The drama started right here. Yeah, Van der Ven just came across the number 1 of Duncan, but then she went down in turn 2. Did the championship leader. She got tagged, took Anderson with her. Fontanesi tried to tiptoe through the inside. She did manage to come out in 13th. That was Duncan rejoining the race. Frantic action all over the place. Everybody having to pull through. Fontanesi, Van der Ven, Duncan, fighting for every championship position. Lindvalk eased by the 111 for Van Borchers as Duncan continued to come through. She found a way past Astadia there to move into 5th place. Meanwhile, Fontanesi down the inside to pick off another position as well. This was late on in the race. 85, Van der Ven down the inside to take over 6th position, and then 5th when she moved down the inside of Anne Borchers. Fontanesi past Borchers to move into 6th position. Lindvalk hanging on to 3rd place on the JK Racing Yamaha. Larissa Pampamaya was leading by about 15 seconds, and then she hit neutral, tipped over, and when she got going, Duncan was right behind her, and then going into the final lap, Duncan swooped around the outside, took the lead away from the German on the Yamaha. And it was Duncan who went on to win by 2 seconds, but Van der Ven got caught with the back marker here on the final lap. That allowed Van der Vlis to stay in 4th position. Out of the final turn, though, Duncan a winner by 2 seconds over Papenmeier, Volk, Van der Vlis and Van der Ven. The gate dropped. Nancy Van der Ven immediately cut across to her left. Behind her, going into the first couple of corners, was the number 8 of Fontanesi, Shana Van der Vlis, Papenmeier, and then Duncan just squeezing up the inside of the German coming through that first corner. A few riders went down at the back there, but it was Van der Ven who led. She knew she had to win the race if she was going to stand any chance of winning the championship. Duncan then, from 3rd, made this move on Fontanesi to move into second place. Well, third place, and then on Van der Vlis to move into second. All of a sudden, second, third, fourth, right together. Duncan leading the way. Fontanesi finding a way past Van der Vlis. Papameyer also found a way past the number 188 as she moved into fourth. By now, her championship grip was slipping. Lindvall moved into fifth when she also made a move on Van der Vlis. A couple of mistakes in quick succession from the number 1 and the 8 allowed Fontanesi to close in on Duncan. And she snatched second away from the Kiwi. Nervous moments then. A back marker nudged Fontanesi over the berm at the bottom of the hill as she chased the final race win of the season. The win, though, went to Van der Ven. Second was Fontanesi. Third was Courtney Duncan. She won the overall. She was crowned world champion for a second time back-to-back. Drops here, and it's a short burst to that first turn. Look how it tightens up. It's about 90 degrees. And you know what? Everybody gets through there nice and cleanly, and it is Jago Geerts who makes it through the first few corners first. Vial alongside Jago Geerts. And he closes down the door, and that was an aggressive move from the Frenchman. Nothing wrong with his confidence. And again, he's going to close the door here. Talk about payback. Jago Geerts taking no prisoners. And Olsen past Watson, moving up into fourth. Watson trying to find a way past the Austrian. He'll have the right line here. Oh! And they touch! No, and Jago Geerts stalls the engine, goes from first to fourth. A couple of parking tickets being issued to the team, or Honda Racing Asamoto riders there. Nicely done, Muse just launching downhill. Rails past Gifting. Back to the inside here for Olsen. Yes, he does. Puts the squeeze on the Frenchman. Close the door, but he makes the move around the outside stick instead. We've got a new race leader. Olsen timing his run to perfection. It's a second race win of the season. He wins race 1 here at Trentino. Vial second, Beaton third, Jago Geerts fourth. Once again, Thibaut Beniston a flying start in second, Bailey Malkovich up to third. Olsen just a little bit skew whiff, and that water's not from watering the track, that's just the rain that we had the other day causing all those problems there. Oh, Fernandez! Fernandez out of, what was he, 7th? And then all kinds of problems here. Olsen squeezes. Sandner gets himself into third. Geerts should have advantage at the bottom of the hill. Sandner looks across and gives him plenty of room to manoeuvre. Just a matter of which line you pick, and you can see the difference in lines there. Geerts was able to make the pass stick. Lost the front in the rut, picked himself up, rejoined, kept the engine running, thankfully. Watson does dive down the inside of Beaton, railed that corner to perfection. Right, this time, can Geerts find a way through? He's alongside Beniston, who looks across at the Belgian. Second place then for Jago Geerts. Oh, Vial's down. Oh, he buries the berm. So Geerts finds himself on the receiving end of some good fortune, finally. Van der Moosdijk getting caught and passed. Has he made a mistake? I think he has, because Gifting has gone through and Watson out of sight. Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2 takes the flag. Race win number 13 for the season. Geerts and Olsen tying on points, but the win in race 2 gives it to Jago Geerts. Vial's mistake cost him the win. He finishes in third. Tom Vial finds himself now 73 points clear of Jago Geerts. Renault third. He's got 6 points over Olsen, now up into fourth place. Tom Vial, third overall, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Thomas Gear Olsen, a win in race 1, fourth in race 2. He'll probably be disappointed that he's not standing on the top step. Jago Geerts bounces back from a disappointing home round at Lommel to win here the MXGP of Trentino round 16, his 5th win of the campaign. Fly Racing 15-second board is up here then. The first MXGP race of the day, round 16 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. MXGP race 1, 30 minutes plus 2, is about to get underway here at Trentino. Geiser sweeps to the foxhole shot. Oh, it's Bogus and Fevre. Geiser leads the way though. Cairoli there second. Tonus is third. Bobashev gets out of control. Him and Walt gets roosted, and then does he just backhand just comes around on him. But Siwa, a better line, better exit speed, finds his way past Tonus, moves into third. All of a sudden, Gauthier Paulin decided, you know what, let's flick the switch, and he's alongside Lupino, who knows he's there. As Dessau gets closer to the Italian Lupino, possibly just a little bit rusty, having not raced for a few rounds. And in the end, it's an easy pass for Dessau. Red Bull KTM rider, second in the race. To get alongside the number 4, and he does. So Paulin through into fourth place. Geiser wins race 1 here. Cairoli second, loses 3 points to the championship leader. Fly Racing 15-second border for the final time today, the MXGP of Trentino here at Pietramarata. Tony Cairoli, the 2:22, but then by the time we hit turn 2, it's Siwa who leads the way. Siwa throws away the lead. And side by side, Siwa does get the better of Lupino. Geiser now in 6, Fevra now in 7, with that move on Walsh. What was it Jeffrey Hurling said about Clement de Sal? Pass him. It was like, oh no, not this guy, not those elbows. He does like to get those elbows out, doesn't he? And Geiser has eased past the 77 of Lupino, moves himself into 5th place. Almost off the side of the track and into those tough blocks. Carries that momentum, can't get it in and out there quick enough, but he does get alongside Siwa and takes away the line from the Swiss, moves into 4th place. Oh, and this is going to be another mistake from Paulin. Cairoli has thrown everything at the Panda, but he's battered him away with those big Panda paws of his. Clement de Sal goes by pit lane, and what a way to finish the Grand Prix here in Trentino. Clement de Sal wins race 2, and he is going to be over the moon with that. Cairoli second, he knows he's going to take some points, but de Sal will be on the podium as well. Congratulations there from Tony Cairoli. The Panda on the podium 3rd overall, and he does it with a race win as well. Tony Cairoli, your overall winner. Geiser 2nd, de Sal 3rd overall today.
Sì, è stata una bella gara, purtroppo senza pubblico. Qui ad Arco è sempre un'atmosfera fantastica col pubblico. Comunque siamo contenti di aver portato a casa il Gran Premio. Specialmente la seconda manche è stato molto bello rivedere Clement de Sal in front davanti, e sembrava di essere 10 anni fa quando lottavamo per il campionato del mondo. È stato bello, sono stato contento che abbia portato a casa un buon risultato, visto che sarà la sua ultima stagione. Speriamo ne faccia altri ancora.
After an emotional 16th round of the season at the MXGP of Trentino, the track here at Arco is now set for a title decider in both MXGP and MX2. Defending MXGP champion Tim Geiser is on the cusp of clinching his 4th world title, while Tom Vial is within touching distance of opening his account in MX2. Can they close the deal in the coming days? We're about to find out at the MXGP of Pietramarata and the MXGP of Garda Trentino.
EMX Open Race 1 here, round 5, the penultimate round of the championship. Your winner from a couple of days ago, Jimmy Clochet, upside down in turn 1 on the Kawasaki. There he was, just over on the left side, but it was Sebasti who was in control from Davide de Bortoli. Cornelius Tondel, as Clochet picked himself up. Also in there was Mads Schoheim, I think. Anyway, it wasn't long before Davide de Bortoli found his way past Sebasti. Tondel was there in 3rd. Thought he was going to take 2nd as well. But then he just lost the front. Picked himself up in 3rd, but he was under pressure from John Adamson and Thomas Massuks, those two having a bit of a cat and mouse game. Massuks winning out there as he moved into 4th place. Then Kutsar up the inside. Move into 5th. Jimmy Clochet was just charging around the outside of everybody on one particular part of the racetrack. He was up to 8th at one point, then De Bortoli fell from the lead. Picked himself up in 3rd, started to close back down on the guys ahead of him, but then Massuks making it very difficult for him. Once he regrouped, De Bortoli was back past and into 3rd place. Savasti was on his own out front. Kutsar was closing in all the while in 5th place. And all the top 5-6 riders in the same part of the racetrack. Tondel came under attack, and then De Bortoli went down again. This time from 3rd, he remounted in 5th place. Massuks charged down the inside of Tondel. That played into the hands of Karel Kutsar. Kutsar eventually came home in 3rd place, but it was a win for Savasti. Massuks 2nd, Kutsar 3rd. EMX Open, race 2 here at the round of Pietramarata, the penultimate round of the season. Jimmy Clochet made no mistakes this time as he scorched through the first couple of corners and into the lead. Demantas Jasduskas almost got caught out in turn 2. Adamson was there in 2nd, Kutsar 3rd, but then Massuks around the outside into 4th as Thornhill went around the outside of Jasduskas and into 5th place there, the 195. Positions changing on the opening laps. Massuks into 2nd, Kutsar into 3rd, and then Tondel down the inside of Thornhill. That put him into 5th position. Kim Kairoli Savasti executing that line perfectly, but then Adamson bobbled at the top of the hill. And then he got caught by Savasti as well. That put Savasti into 5th. That's where he would stay. Adamson would end up in 7th position. Davide De Bortoli, the number 43, was putting in a late charge after a poor start. Got himself into 10th, first of all. And then Micek, on the 232, parked himself down the inside of Demantas Jasduskas. He then fell. De Bortoli ran into the back of him. Mad Showhome did well to avoid the melee. But in the end, it was Jimmy Clochet who was victorious by 11 seconds over Thomas Massuks and Karel Kutsar. Cornelius Tondel was 4th, Kim Savasti was 5th, but 2 second-place finishes for Thomas Massuks meant that he was your overall winner. He stood on the top step of the podium. 2nd overall was Kim Savasti, 3rd was Karel Kutsar, and he still leads the championship going into the final round. EMX 2T presented by FMF Racing. Race 1 here, the penultimate round, round 4 at Pietramarata, the Ciclamino circuit. Federico Tuani got a whole shot, but by the time we reached turn 3, over to his right, our left, Nick Lapucci charged down the inside, pushed him wide, took over the lead. From there, no one saw him. Anderson was in 3rd place. Jonas Nedved was in 4th, and Eugenio Bavalia was in there as well, inside the top 5. There he was in orange. Kay Tinkle-Walker charged it down the inside of Manuel Jacopi. And then immediately, he was all over the back of Bavalia. Then Bavalia and Jacobi having their own little scrap. Eventually, Jacobi on the 371 moved past the 270 and into 5th place. Nedved did his best to fend off the advances of Freidig, but in the end, wasn't enough. He ended up in 7th at that point. Jacobi fell from 5th, didn't lose any ground though. Freidig closed in on Barbalia, got himself another position. And then in the end, Freidig on Ermini, that put him into 6th. Barbalia got rammed that time around as he lost another position to Emmanuel Alberio, but it was a comfortable win for Nick Lapucci. Anderson 2nd, Tuani 3rd. the MX2T Championship presented by FMF Racing. Final race today here, round 4. And it was Manuel Jacopi who took over the lead. Jonas Nedved was right there in second, so too Lapucci just behind. Babalia went down in that first turn in the bright orange. He had a lot of work to do as well, but he was pretty much taking himself out of the points chase. Nedved then fell. Somebody else ran into the back of the bike and went down later on. But up front, all eyes on the battle for the lead. Didn't last long because Lapucci, straight down the inside of Jacopi, took over the lead at the very first opportunity, halfway round the opening lap. Battles going on all over the place. Federico Tuani eventually getting caught onto the rear wheel of Kay Tinklewater. That put him into 4th, and then Anderson, from out of nowhere, parked it down the inside of Manuel Jacopi. He didn't like that. Of course, he shadowed Brad then right to the line. Lapucci squared himself up, pulled a super whip over the line as a 1-1 winner, but Brad Anderson, 2 second-place finishes, enough to guarantee him the title. And the podium, Nick Lapucci, Brad Anderson, Federico Tuani. Brad Anderson, 2020 EMX2T champion, presented by FMF Racing. Tom Vial there, he was 3rd in time practice today, but he was deemed to have stopped on the racetrack. His best time was taken away from him. He didn't put in a fast lap after that, and he now goes to the line last. 29th place for the championship leader. Vial right away from the outside, and look at that, just immediately across. Foxhole shot as well. Bumps Jargo Geerts, his closest rival. Sorry, this title's mine today. Oh, g'day, Jed. Olsen was a point clear going into this first race, so Jed beaten, knowing the importance of a good start. Jargo Geerts is seeing all kinds of problems here. Morgan Lasiado trying to defend. This is for 7th place. Lasiado will know he's there, but Geerts kept to the outside. Somehow finds a drive to run it down the inside in the next corner. Maxime Renault cuts back to the inside this time. Oh, he's got to put the squeeze at the bottom of the hill, he does. Malkovich fighting back though. Watson is looking to make a move on the young Frenchman. This will be for 4th place, and Watson goes through. Oh, Benistan just got that kick, got out of that one okay. You know what, if he fails at motocross, he'll be a good hurdler. MX2 last year, 4th overall, started out as one of the favourites, and ever since he took the red plate, he has not looked back. Tom Vial will cross the finish line. He will win the MX2 World Championship 2020. He can't believe it.
It was so difficult to ride, and I was thinking all the race for the title. The last lap I was cold on the last lap, so it was so difficult, but I'm so happy, and thank you to all of us. Thank you very much.
It's the 2 Yamahas of Geerts and Watson who lead the way though. Thibaut Benistan striking, he's back up into 3rd place at the top of the hill. Rider down here, Olsen parked in the bank. Oh, and gifting. Vial has been off. Is he struggling with gears there?
On the start straight, he hit another rider, and it's his gear shift that got stuck. So they were just trying to fix it. He's decided to finish the race anyway. He's got nothing to lose.
Oh, there was a mistake there from Jago Geerts. Does he make another mistake at the top as well? Oh, yeah, cross road. Oh, it hits neutral and then goes. So 2 mistakes. And Watson all over his teammate. They were 1 second apart at the start of this lap. Vassen and Olsen still going at it. Vassen just overshot. Gives up a position to Thomas Kjær Olsen. Oh, Van der Moosdijk! That's on the long downhill. The long downhill into turn 7. Grand Prix victory for the 6th time this season. Tom Vial, world champion in race 1. No points, I don't think, in race 2. Jago Geerts on the top step of the podium. Watson second, Beaton third. Vial crowned world champion in race 1, but will not pick up points in race 2. Jago Geerts second, third, Renault, but he's under attack from Beaton. Jeremy Seewer leads, Cairoli into second with a move around Brent Van Donnick. Geiser now up into 4th. Oh, he's got problems there, hasn't he? He keeps looking down at the clutch and he's shaking his head. And again, he's got problems, Geiser. Tips over. He tips over. The same place where he crashed last year, and Geiser goes through. Lupino in second place. He can't believe it either. Moves Lupino wide just to give himself a little bit of space in that turn. Let's see what makes a mistake. That allows Geiser a mistake. Allows Geiser to get around the outside, but can't make the pass here. Tim Geiser, though, in control and looking for world title number 4. Seewer wins the race. Tim Geiser is world champion for the 4th time. Jeremy Seewer the first to congratulate him. Tony Cairoli congratulates Tim Geiser.
4th world title already. I'm just so happy and so thankful. Just want to say huge thank you to everyone. I mean, like all my team, HRC, everybody is working so hard, to achieve these kind of championships. I just want to say huge thank you to all my fans, everybody around me, my girlfriend, just everyone. It's just unbelievable. I'm so happy.
Tim Geiser will line up as the number 1, and it's also his 243rd start for Honda. MXGP Race 2 underway here. We look again to the number 1 and the number 91, and it's Tim Geiser who grabs that foxhole shot. Cairoli gets held to the inside by DeSalle. So DeSalle goes by Cairoli and moves into 5th place. He does, moves into 2nd position. Here's Paulin. Yeah, just took the line away. Febvre just trying something different, anything to put Geiser under pressure. Geiser has known that Febvre is there the whole race. Tim Geiser will cross the line. He will win race number 2. He cements himself as a 4-time world champion. Tim Geiser confirmed as world champion today then with a round to go, but Tony Cairoli under pressure from Jeremy Seaward. Just 4 points separate those two as we head into the final round. So Tim Geiser, 73 career podiums, 28 Grand Prix victories, 59 race wins and 4 world titles. Here's what happened, EMX2T Race 1, presented by FMF Racing here. The final round at Garda Trentino. Nick Lapucci grabbed the whole shot, closely followed by Brad Anderson, and the 371 of Manuel Jacopi, the yellow Suzuki of Kay Tinkler-Walker, but he was quickly into 3rd place. Barbalia's feet were off the pegs going through the next couple of corners. Jacopi then made a mistake that allowed Barbalia to go through. They then went after Paolo Ermini. Federico Tuani was able to find his way past the 331 of Loris Streidig, and then all of a sudden Ermini started to drop backwards. Barbalia was suddenly up into 4th place. 5th was Jacopi, 6th was Streidig. Then Tuani joined the party as well on the number 3. He moved up into 6th and then into 5th. One stage it looked like Kay Tinkler-Walker was closing in on Anderson, but Ando had that one covered. Tuani closing in on these two as Jacopi lent on Barbalia to pick up another position. He tried to return the favour, but then he made a mistake. Jacopi was able to hang on to 4th place. Barbalia not able to hang on to 5th though, as Tuani sided his way up the inside and made sure of it at the top of the hill. Barbalia then came under attack and he lost a position to Streidig. Streidig coming home in 6th, Barbalia 7, but Nick Lapucci 3 wins in a row now around this Trentino circuit as he was victorious in race 1. Here's what happened. The final race, the final round. Garda Trentina EMX 250 2-stroke, presented by FMF Racing. Eugenio Barbalia got the whole shot. Nick Lapucci was just behind him in 2nd. Jacopi was 3rd. Tuani 4th. Anderson 5th. Cade Walker got himself into 5th or 6th place early on, but this was a change of lead on the opening lap. An aggressive move up the inside. Firm but fair, I think we'll say. So Lapucci was your new leader. Anderson tried to dive down the inside of Tuani, and he was successful. Nicholas and Alvarillo exchanged places, and so too did Anderson. Charged down the inside of the 270 Barbalia, who then came under attack from his own teammate, but there was no love lost there between those two. Tinkler Walker then down the inside of Tuani. Good move that. Anderson found his way onto the rear wheel and passed Jacobi to take second, as Walker down the inside of Tuani. That got him into 5th place. A little bit of a love in here, bit of a love tap there between Anderson and Jacobi. Anderson winning that little battle, but Lapucci won both races for the 4th time here. All 4 races belong to him. Overall, Brad Anderson came home in 2nd. Jacobi was 3rd. But Brad Anderson, European champion 2020. Nick Lapucci won the overall today from Brad Anderson and Manuel Jacobi. That was your top 3 on the podium there. The gate dropped and there was drama already. It was about just behind the rider in the orange helmet there. Watch this. Domantas Jasduskas gets tagged straight over the bars and straight out of the track. It was Dan Thornhill who grabbed the whole shot, but by the time we got to turn 3, he was already overtaken by the Kawasaki man, Jimmy Clochet. Adamson then moved into 2nd with that move on Thornhill. Davide De Bortoli was having problems early on. Massuks there found his way past the Italian into 5th. Kutsar then followed through as he went into 6th position, your championship leader. Tom Massuk took the line away from Martin Micek to move himself into 4th place. And then he capitalised on a poor exit from Thornhill to move into 3rd. Micek also found his way past Thornhill. He moved into 4th place. That's where he would finish. And then Thornhill got passed again, this time by the championship leader, the 132 of Karol Kutsar. That put him into 5th place. Kutsar eventually found his way into 4th when he was able to force Micek wide. But then he tipped over a lap later. And Karol Kutsar ended up in 5th. The guy that can challenge him for the championship, number 92, Tom Massuks, closed down the 49 of John Adamson to take over 2nd position, and he will take the championship down to the final race of the day. But 4 wins out of 5 for your winner in race 1, Jimmy Clochet. You'll look forward to doing it again in race 2. EMX Open race 2, the final race of the season here at Garda Trentino. Jimmy Clochet burst into the lead, closely followed by Davide De Bortoli. Dan Thornhill was in 3rd place, John Adamson 4th. Just behind him a couple of places, Martin Micek was in there as well, but then Clochet fell on the opening lap from the lead. He picked himself up in 7th, would have to do it all again. That meant that De Bortoli was your leader. On the charge though, Cornelius Tondel, he moved himself up into 3rd position, but then as Massuks tried to do the same with a pass on Micek, he spun out. Clochet was on the charge, he made this pass to get himself back past Cornelius Tondel to go into 3rd, and then on Adamson to move into 2nd. And then as he went to pass, or set up for a pass on De Bortoli, the Frenchman fell again, same place. Tondel then found his way into the lead, but not for long, because no sooner had he done that, John Adamson went out. Then these two came together at the top of the hill. De Bortoli trying to capitalise on a mistake as they went round the back marker. They tagged. De Bortoli went down. Tondel continued to lead though. He won his first European Championship race from Jimmy Clochet and Thomas Massuks. De Bortoli and Micek came home in 5th place. But Karol Kutsar, who crossed the line in 10th on what was a difficult day for the Estonian, His 10th place was enough to be crowned European champion. The overall on the day belonged to Jimmy Clochet. Second was Tom Masuk. Third, Martin Micek. But Karel Kutsai is your European champion 2020. And it's Vial who sweeps across everybody else to bag himself his 20th foxhole shot. That bottom corner, did Horgmo go down? So Horgmo went down, Olsen couldn't avoid him. Oh, it's for better, 2.75. Tom Vial looking every bit the world champion that he was crowned on Wednesday when he was victorious. The Terminator gets to the inside of the Shadow, doubles his way in, jumps long, forces the issue, and it was an aggressive move, but he needed to do it. Oh, and Jorgo Kietz out of the seat. He's going to play into the hands of his teammate. The 919 shows the wheel. And a mistake there for Muse. Muse tips over, was in 6th position, picks himself up behind Beaton, so 8th. And back over his teammate again. And a mistake for Hitz. And easily through Watson. So Watson up to 3rd. Red Bull KTM team has been absolutely outstanding since 2008. So he picks himself up off the deck during time practice. Rebounds with a foxhole shot and a race win. Tom Vial, a winner for the 14th time. The gate drops. Muse over on the far side looked like he got away, but so too did Hitz. From the centre of the gate, his teammate around the outside of him. Vial down in the first turn. And Watson leads. Hitz 2nd, Gifting was 3rd, but he's been passed by Renault. And Beaton down the inside of Renault. Takes a position away, kept it nice and clean. Into the back of him, picks himself up, loses a position to Fernandez. Fernandez gains 2. Oh, Fernandez just kicked the heck out of that front end. Obviously wasn't kicking hard enough, so let the big burly mechanic do it. Oh, down the inside. Watson says, nah, get back. Somehow Watson just leant on Kietz, maintained that lead. And Kietz headbutts the bank, just catches the edge there, and then boom. Ben Watson, he won in the sand in Belgium. Ben Watson wins the race. He wins the Grand Prix. And that is a big win for the Monster Energy Yamaha man. Ben Watson ends his MX2 career as a race and Grand Prix winner here, the final round at Garda Trentino. Vial 2nd, Renault 3rd. Tom Vial was already crowned champion on Wednesday. Jorgo Kietz was also guaranteed 2nd, but Maxime Renault takes charge of 3rd here at the final round ahead of Beaton and Watson, who moves up to 5th. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up. MXGP Race 1 here, the final round at Garda Trentino. Monticelli on the standing construct, Gas. He grabs the foxhole shot, but Seaward climbs high around the bank as riders tip over in that first turn. Then we've got riders down here, Petrov, Kutsar, Bogus and Van Donnik. Finding his way past Arno Tonas though to move into 3rd. Hard, rocky base, stones on top, traction at a minimum, but somehow he goes outside and then around Monticelli and takes over the lead. Geiser leads, Febvre second, Monticelli now third. Commentator's curse, you take your eyes off the screen, Monticelli tips over, Tonus and Seewer go through. Febvre though, going for the lead, and Geiser lets him have it for now. Oh, Lupino, he was in 8th position. Oh, and Seewer almost into the back of his teammate there, coming out of that turn. This time he cuts back to the inside, this time he will scrub past the number 4. Tonus making him work hard for it though, still. Borland down the inside of Tonus. He will take him wide and then take 4th away. Cairoli in 6th. And Romain Febvre is going to take his second race win of 2020. Mantova 2 and now here, Trentino 3. And he has won that battle. The final race of 2020, MX2 race 2, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time. At Cairoli from the outside, he runs wide and he's over the bars. Ah, there's 2 of them gone off. He manages to stay up, but he is right at the back. Somehow they stayed up. Wow, explosive start to the final race of the year. Jeremy Seewer leads, Gauthier Paulin second, Geiser third. Geiser up to second. Wow, great and aggressive riding that from Geiser. Launches around the outside of Jeremy Seewer into the lead. Cairoli is in, that's it, heading back to the paddock. It's going to end the season 3rd overall. And Febvre is past Jeremy Seewer. And Dessau getting back past Brian Bogers there. Paulin has found his way past Seewer. Turn, and they're very close! Whoa, back wheels touched. That was a big, big moment. Seewer acknowledged the fact that, whoa, sorry buddy. Tim Geiser wins here, the MXGP of Garda Trentino. He lights the candles. Job done for Tim Geiser, going out on a high, back-to-back wins as well for him.
Ben ritrovati in Motocross My Passion con questa che ho trovato un'icona la tabella rossa di Antonio Cairoli. Inizio di stagione in attesa della seconda manche dell'MX2
2017, vince il quinto titolo mondiale, contraddistingue il 2-2-2 Antonio Cairoli. Benvenuti su Motocross My Passion.
A ninth title for Cairoli, he came home in second. Max Hempstead came home.
E vi ricordo, Motocross My Passion c'è